Welcome back. It's Wednesday, which means we get to visit with our friend Michael Babcock at TMZ to get the scoop on today's hottest stories. Good morning, Michael. How's it going?
Good morning, Kelly and Jeremy. I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Awesome.
Of course.
Awesome.
Well, we look forward to Wednesdays.
Yeah,
so.
we do. We look forward to it.
So do I. And Jeremy's back from vacation.
I'm rested.
Really
I'm very rested.
He wasn't rested the first day.
No, not the first day. I had jet lag.
Yeah, he was like, I don't feel like myself. I don't feel like myself.
And you were out and about, Jeremy. I was following your vacation every step of the way on Instagram. And
thank you. Next time we're coming to LA because we're going to hang with you and Jenny, and we're going to do up LA right.
Yes.
I would be so happy. Please, let's do that.
That'd be great.
So fun.
That'd be great. So what's happening? Let's start with Ariana Grande. What's going on?
Ariana Grande, yeah. So, look, this is not a unique story, unfortunately. We've seen this many times in the past, but here you have Ariana Grande, one of the biggest stars in the world, who was forced to go to court and file for, and she was granted a temporary restraining order from this 23-year-old man who she says, through her attorney and these documents that she filed, has been harassing her, scaring her for 7 months. And it really came to a head September 9th, a couple weeks ago, when this guy allegedly showed up to her Hollywood Hills home brandishing a big knife, a hunting knife, and demanding to see Ariana. Now, this is a stranger. This is somebody she doesn't know, and this is someone that has actually allegedly been bothering her. So obviously, she's not going to have a meeting with this guy. So security asks him to leave. He doesn't leave, and he's got this knife again. And that's when he allegedly says, "I will." Bleep word, bad word. Kill you. You guys and her. So. Allegedly making death threats to not only Ariana Grande, but also her security. The security obviously at that point, says, "Hey, stay here. We call the cops." The guy fled. Thankfully, the police were able to track him down. They found him. They arrested him. And now, the last we have checked, this guy is still in jail, facing two felony counts, I should say, of making criminal threats. So this guy could be in some trouble now. With that said, Ariana still wanted to have the restraining order in the event that this guy does get out of jail. If he bails himself out and is loose, she wants to have some sort of legal protection. So she filed for it. They even had a cop who wrote a declaration essentially saying, "I fear if this guy is let out from jail, he will go and he will confront Ariana Grande." So the restraining order should be there. So the judge signed off on a temporary restraining order. Now they will have a more permanent hearing sometime down the road, and that could put in effect a restraining order that lasts for years. But
wow.
They're only as powerful, as the people who listen to them, right? So
it's a piece of paper,
Exactly.
This guy will abide by this now and not go over there because he doesn't seem right, and that's scary if somebody's in front of your house threatening to kill you and has a big knife. So
That is very scary.
yeah, and we've seen it. Like I said, we've seen it a lot too.
We do.
With
We
the
hear that a lot,
stuff.
for sure. Kardashians and all that.
Yeah, it's scary.
So true. Yeah.
Okay, Michael. Well, what about Willie Garson?
Yeah,
I was shocked. I was shocked,
sad.
Michael. I found out this
Me
morning,
too.
and I was like, I had no idea.
Yes. I mean, I don't think anybody knew he was sick. Willie Garson, people, if you don't know the name, when you see his face, you will definitely know who he is. Obviously, played such a prominent role in Sex and the City, not only the show, but also the movies. There's a show, White Collar, that I like. I might be the only one that watched that show, but he played this great character, Mozzie, on that show. So he was a really talented actor and somebody who was very well respected in Hollywood. And you can tell by all the fellow actors who have come out since the news of his passing made public. But we were told, again, that he had been battling cancer. Unclear if that's what caused the death. That's something that will come out likely over the next few days. But just a very sad story. Only 57 years old. It reminds me in a way of Norm Macdonald in that this is a guy we all knew, had no idea they were sick, and they continued to work.
Michael, Willie Garson was just on set as recently as July doing And Just Like That, the Sex and the City reboot kind of show. I saw pictures of him on set.
Yeah, and he looked fine.
He looked great.
Right, and that's what's so puzzling, and he just continued on and was working, and I guess it makes sense. He loved acting, and he was going to do that until he couldn't do it anymore, and it's sad. It's a blow to lose somebody, obviously, especially before their time.
Yeah, that's two people that we've talked about recently that had cancer that didn't divulge it.
Yeah.
Do you think that they fear that if they do, that they might not get work?
Yeah, that's crossed my mind, Kelly. It has that it would affect them in some way. I don't know what else the explanation would be.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, we saw with Chadwick Boseman too.
Oh, right,
the great
another good
Panther actor, and that one was not that it was more sad, but he was really, he was a pretty young man.
Yeah.
And that one too, he didn't say anything, and nobody knew, and then he was just gone one day. And I guess when you know someone's sick, at least you can prepare a little bit. But
exactly.
But do you think he told his co-stars, like he was close with Sarah Jessica Parker, he was on the set?
Yeah,
I wonder if he told people.
That I don't know.
Yeah,
that's a great question, Jeremy. I would be guessing with the case with Norm. He didn't tell anybody, even his close friends. So, I don't know. You would think he would tell his co-stars, especially if he's on set with them and if he's battling serious health issues. You would think he would, but maybe he didn't. He certainly didn't tell his fans.
Well, I do want to tell the viewers too, in case they don't know, he played Stanford on.
Stanford, I didn't see that.
Yeah,
right.
He played on Sex and the City. He was Carrie's best friend, Sarah Jessica Parker's best friend.
Right.
So just to get you that visual, if I say that, they probably will identify with that.
Right, because I didn't even know. To be honest, I wouldn't have known the name, but as soon as I saw the face, I said, oh, of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's very sad. And then we've got Conor McGregor.
Oh, Conor.
Conor.
Oh, Conor McGregor.
Yeah, Conor McGregor threw maybe the worst first pitch that has ever been thrown. He was at the Chicago Cubs Twins game in Chicago, and Conor McGregor looking as sharp as ever, in one of his fancy suits. He goes to the mound, and the form was terrible, and the pitch was even worse.
So, Michael, full disclosure, we heard about it. We actually showed the pitch on the show earlier.
We did.
You
we
saw
had
it.
to. We had to show it.
How bad was it?
Horrible.
It was. Right, it went, way over the catcher. It was like 20 feet to the right. It hit the backstop. It was actually impressive. It was that bad. There guys like 50 Cent, probably happy. 50 Cent is another one who threw a really bad pitch. So we've seen some really bad first pitches. I think Conor took the cake though. But aside from the bad pitch, it was also impressive that he's out there and putting weight on his leg and making an athletic movement. The guy he broke his leg. What I wrote it down 73 days ago that he broke his leg in a gruesome fashion. And he's out there throwing a pitch. So I thought that part of it was impressive. But yeah, he needs to work on throwing the baseball.
You'd think that they would practice.
Thank you.
You would think so. There's a famous story, Kelly. Remember that great, George Bush throw after 9/11. It was during the World Series. The Yankees were playing, and George Bush went up there, and he threw a perfect strike. And he's talked about how he was in the batting cage, in the bowels of Yankee Stadium practicing the pitch. So, yeah, you would think they would go out there and practice the pitch. Conor should have practiced, clearly, and maybe he will before he does this again. Or maybe he'll just never throw another
But
first
you
pitch
were
out.
right, though, Michael.
Yeah.
He did look sharp, so we'll leave it
He
at that.
sure
He looked sharp.
So we'll leave him
sharp.
there.
Good.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Michael.
Thanks,
Kelly and Jeremy. Appreciate you guys having me.
Great to
See you next week.
Bye, guys.
You can catch TMZ weekdays at 5 p.m. and TMZ Live weeknights at 1:30 a.m. right here on Fox. When we come back, we're heading to Downstream Casino Resort for some fun and maybe some winning.
Maybe so.
Maybe we're going to win the
we will.
jackpot.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe